Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button for Raider content all season long. Today, we're going to be doing our Raiders 53-man roster power rankings. We're going to be ranking the top 10 players on the Raiders roster. I have my list. He has his list. Pretty similar. Kind of all the same players, but different order. So, Nick, you want to kick it off?
Yeah.
The number 10 player?
Number 10, I got Josh Jacobs. I was debating whether to put him on this list or not, but the way he finished out last year and the way he comes into this season looking, this is a prove-it year for him. He got his fifth year declined, and there's really no guarantee he's on the roster next year. So, I mean, he's playing. This might be his last year as a Raider, and he's going to go all out and try to get another deal done with us. And this is a prove year. I think he's going to be a big bully and run through everybody this year.
Yeah, it's a pretty good. That's a pretty good number 10. For number 10 for me, I go Daniel Carlson. Daniel Carlson is a big part of this Raiders team, and I don't think you can make a top 10 without having Daniel Carlson on the list. But I'll put him on 10 because the other 9 players, I feel like in order for us to be a successful team, make it to the playoffs, win a Super Bowl, these guys are going to need to be key for this football team. So Daniel Carlson's my 10. He's obviously going to be a leading scorer on the Raiders this season.
Yeah, just the way he does. I think that transitions to my number 9. I got Daniel Carlson. The way he was money in preseason and even last year, and this guy hasn't missed at Allegiant Stadium yet, field goal wise, and it's just exciting. Every time you're out there, you know it's an automatic 3, and what he brings to this team, and especially his leg late in the game, it seems like you get him anywhere into that 53 range, and it's gonna go in through those uprights, and like you just said, big part of this team, gonna put up a lot of points. Daniel Carlson, number 9 for me.
My number 9 is his number 10, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is going to be a big part in this Raider offense, and I just love the way he finished the year strong last year.
Yeah.
He ran his butt off at the end of the year. He ran with a purpose at the end of the year, and he ran with a purpose in preseason. So he's my number 9 on this power ranking.
Yeah, number 8 for me, I got Colt Miller. This is going to be. This is the best player on our line and the most reliable. I think this year he's really going to have a Pro Bowl caliber type of year. I thought he had one last year. He's always going to keep Carr safe, and just the way he's grown year by year and improve year by year. This is his year for him to actually do something. And not that he's been doing something, but actually get recognized for it. I think some awards are going to come from him, and Colt Miller at number 8.
My number 8 is Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is going to be a big part in this Raider defense, and I'm excited about Chandler Jones. He's at my 8th spot because I feel like some of these guys had great seasons.
Yeah,
are big role guys. My other 7 players I had ahead of him, but I love Chandler Jones. Can't wait to see what he does. But while we're on this subject, these players, we're going to do this every week. Yeah. So after week 1, we're going to do our top 10 power rankings for the players. So these players can go up, down, move out of the list.
Yeah.
Guys in our honorable mention, we'll tell you guys later, could make the list.
Yeah.
Or it can be surprise guys making the list. So we're going to do this week after week. So after the Charger game, get ready for a new top 10.
Yep.
And a guy like Chandler Jones, for me, who's at 8, could be at 4. So just look out. So number 8 for me, Chandler Jones. Nick, number 7 for you.
Number 7 for me, Denzel Perryman. Kind of a surprise last year. You go trade for him, give up a late pick, comes in, towards the end of camp, I believe, and really took over that linebacker room. Played really good late in the season, led the league in tackles, was really a leader on that defensive side of the ball. Like I said, this came out of nowhere last year, and it was finally good to have a linebacker actually do something, go to the Pro Bowl for us and everything. And I think he's even going to do bigger and better things year 2.
My number 7, Denzel Perryman as well. Denzel Perryman is That's huge for us.
Yeah.
The linebacker position, a position that the Raiders have been lacking for so many years, and we have finally filled that void a little bit with Denzel Perryman. And he had such a great season last year. He's a big part of this Raider defense. He causes fear in, the other team's run game. So it really affects the game when he's on the field. So that's why I put him at my number 7 spot.
Yeah. Just like I said, just came out of nowhere, and bigger and better this year. Number 6 for me, Chandler Jones. Every time he gets on the microphone, I get excited. Just the way he talks, and he's proud to be a Raider, and he came back, or he came to the Raiders wanting to do something, and he said, he's accomplished. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's got a lot of sacks under his belt. He came here because of Max Crosby in this defense, and I think he's going to have one hell of a year. On the other side, we'll get into him, but it's a monster on the other side. It's a completely different monster. He can tackle, he can sack, he can bully offensive linemen. It's really exciting that we upgraded at that position and got better, and what he's going to bring to the table is going to be amazing.
Yeah, my number 6 is Kolton Miller, and he's going to be a big part of this Raiders offensive line. We talked about it in a prior show. We gave our offensive line a C grade.
Yeah,
and he's a reason why we're the C. Mm-hmm. Kolton Miller, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kolton Miller
in a good way.
Kolton Miller is a huge part of this Raider, offensive line, and he's going to need to be. And he was great, last season. He gets better and better every year. I can see this being a great year for him. New offensive line coach.
Yeah.
I think he's going to learn more things. He's going to be way better. And he's already been very good.
Yeah.
But Kolton Miller, the anchor of our offensive line, I believe games are won in the trenches. So that's why I put Kolton Miller at the 6th spot.
Yeah. I think he's going to take even a bigger leap. That's what I said. I think there some Pro Bowls, some All-Pros are going to be headed his way just because of the way he plays, and cards protected on that side.
Here we go. Top 5.
Top 5 now. Top 5 for me is Hunter Renfrow. Really breakout season last year. Ever since he's been a Raider, he's been in some big moments, big catches. And had some games where, man, it's unbelievable. And if you look at him and just, watch the tape on him, he puts everybody on skates. It's hard to bring him down. The yards after catch for him is going to be incredible because he forces missed tackles, and, what he does after the catch. Really came alive after the whole Ruggs situation last year. And out of nowhere, I don't think no one could have predicted it. Put up 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 100 catches. That's unbelievable. Really stepped into that number 1 role for Carr, and I believe with this system and all the weapons around him, he's even gonna have a bigger and better year. I don't think stat-wise, but I just think him in general and his ability, he's gonna have a bigger and better year.
Renfrow, big-time player for the Las Vegas Raiders. My number 5 will be Darren Waller. Darren Waller is a question mark right now because of injuries, but when he's on the field, he's damn near unstoppable, and he's going to complement, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow very well, especially with Derek Carr at quarterback. It's just going to be deadly if he's on the field. So Darren Waller is a big part of this team. Hope we can get him on the field. He's my number 5.
And he is my number 4. Matchup nightmare. Linebacker can't cover him. A safety can't cover him. Cornerback can cover him. And at one point, it was just him and Carr. And now that with all these weapons,
Renfrow was on all of Waller's teams.
Renfrow's
been a big factor.
But there was some times where, we were forcing the ball to him, 15, 16 times. Game 1 against Baltimore last year. It's what he has with Carr is a really special connection. And just what he does on that field, he's fast, he's tall, he's big, and this is just exciting every time he's out there. Hard to bring down. I'm glad we have one of the best tight ends on our team, Darren Waller.
And the 4 spot for me, Hunter Renfrow. This guy is just deadly. He's deadly, and he's a big part of this Raider team. I was contemplating either putting him at 3 or 4 because of such the big impact he has on the game, especially on third downs. He's a big-time player, makes big-time plays. But, man, Hunter Renfrow, he can be number 1 or 2 on anyone else's list, but he'll be 4 on this Raider list.
Yeah, okay, so number 3 for me, I'm going to go defensive side of the ball. I'm going to go Max Crosby. Reports are he's looking bigger and better. He's going to be a leader of that defense, and I just keep on going back to it. What he did late last season, he was all over the quarterbacks. You can tell he wanted it. You hear him all mic'd up a little bit, and even hear him talking. He's huffing and puffing. He's tired, but he's still giving it his all. And I think that's what you like to see. This player came out of nowhere, a 4th, 5th round selection, and really developed well, and now is a superstar. And I think he has a potential for Defensive Player of the Year in the whole league this year.
My number 3, DC, QB1 for the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr took the team to the playoffs last year in a crazy year. Derek Carr, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. In my eyes, he's a top 10 quarterback. So I'm very excited about DC, and he's under Josh McDaniels' offense that I'm very confident, and I feel like he can get, we're going to get the most out of DC in this offense than we've ever seen out of him.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about DC coming into this year. I got DC at the number 3 spot, and, it's difficult putting a quarterback at 3, but I think these 2 other players on my top 2 make, the biggest impact on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. Now we'll head to your 2.
My number 2 is Devontae Adams. This is a player that I'm excited to see in the silver and black actually playing. We called it all off-season art, and we said, man, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. People called us crazy. It didn't look like it. He signed the tag. He did everything. Well, we got him. We got Carr's best friend. And, we saw the tweets and everything that he just looks unstoppable. He's happy in Vegas. What he's going to bring to this team is crazy. And we finally have a number 1 wide receiver, and we finally have a go-to. And this is just exciting, and I can't wait to see him play in the silver and black.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting seeing Tay Adams. I mean, man, I can't say enough about him. He looks perfect in a Raider uniform, but who doesn't? And also, I mean, he just looks bigger, better, stronger than ever going into this season. He's been a top wide receiver in my eyes for the past 3 or 4 years. Yeah. For him to be in a Raider uniform pumps me up.
Yeah.
And you know who else pumps me up being in a Raider uniform?
Who?
Number 2, Max Crosby. Mad Max. I mean, Max Crosby is an animal. Man, I believe a defensive guy of that caliber wins Super Bowls, wins championships, wins football games. The Rams without Aaron Donald last year, I don't think they do it. I don't think they win the Super Bowl. I don't think they go that deep. And Max Crosby can be that type of player. Yeah. I mean, he already is that type of player. Yeah. He can lead this Raider defense, lead this Raider team. He can carry the team on his back if he has to. We saw it in the Charger game a little bit. But Max Crosby, animal, number 2.
He's going to take over games.
Yeah. He has a chance to be, like you said, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. And for my number 1, call me crazy, whatever.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but because quarterback at the end of the day is the most important position in football.
And so I'm gonna just say this: my number 1 is Derek Carr. This thing is gonna start and it's gonna end with Derek Carr. We're gonna need him to play his best football. We got the offense for it, and I think he's ready. This is the most important position. Everything's gonna start with him. What he did last year, with what he had and what went on, was crazy. And we were there the last game of the season. I saw the look that he had when we beat the Chargers, and that's my best memory of going to a football game. That was just amazing. And Derek Carr is gonna have a big season, and I think once we get into that week 8 or 9 range, he is gonna be in that MVP race, in that MVP conversation, and I think he's gonna lead the Las Vegas Raiders to do some very great things this season.
Yeah, DC, quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. Before we say my last one, I mean, it's not like you guys know it or anything. Some honorable mentions. Both of us kind of agreed on these three guys. Mm-hmm. Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Merrick, AJ Cole, really big parts of this football team. We like those guys in the honorable mention spot. There's even more.
Yeah, there's more.
Go down the list. But, I mean, it's hard to make a list of just 10 players when there's so many guys on this team that you like, you love, and are playing really good football right now.
Yeah, and, Cole's, a Pro Bowl, should have been an all-pro punter last year. And Hobbs and Merrick, this is something that came out of nowhere. Especially Hobbs came out of nowhere and played really good football. You hear nothing but good things from her coming into this year. And Merrick had a really, really great rookie season. Did his job well, got a couple picks, and just played football well. These three guys bring a lot to the Raiders, and I think you will see them eventually in our top 10 this year.
Yeah, so mine, number 1, I think he's going to make the biggest impact on this Raider football team. I think Derek Carr has been running, and I think this is going to make Derek Carr sprint.
Yes.
And that's Davante Adams. Davante Adams, he affects the game in so many ways. He gets open a lot. I mean, he gets wide open. Like, he gets open by, like,
it's
no
crazy.
one around him.
Yeah.
No one 10 yards around him, and he's the best player on the field. And I got to stop him if we want to win this game.
Yeah.
Davante Adams is so good, and I think we're really going to figure out how good he is when the Raiders are doing so well, winning football games, and Aaron Rodgers is having some struggles there in Green Bay. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is going to struggle, but I'm saying the Packers aren't going to be as successful a football team because Davante Adams isn't on their team.
Yeah, because the thing is that while Aaron Rodgers made you, you're going to be nothing without Aaron Rodgers. You're going to Derek Carr. Derek Carr isn't this. Derek Carr isn't that. His first quarterback to put him on the map was Derek Carr. And I think he still has that to prove, and he comes back closer to home to play where he wanted to do and everything. This is what he wanted. And I think that's what makes it even better. This is what he wanted. He wasn't forced into this. It wasn't like, okay, well, yeah, I'll go there. This is what he wanted. And I think just like what I said and what you said, the addition of him is going to be amazing. And what he brings to the table is unbelievable.
Yeah, Davante Adams, my number 1. DC, his number 1. That DC Davante connection is going to be what could take us to the promised land.
It's going to be crazy. And, you see... people, they rank the, quarterback wide receivers, and, they're around that 7 or 8 range. I still don't see it. I still see them being a top 5, even a top 3. What they're going to do, and I even think stat-wise with touchdowns and everything, they're going to be deadly, and I can't wait to see them on the field. I can't wait to see them even in the red zone, because I think that's something that we needed, just a big red zone threat, which he is. I think one year he had like 14 or 15 touchdowns. There's someone who can get the ball and score. And I think that's what we have in Tay, and this is exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Let us know down in the comments your list. You can put your list down there. Argue with our list. We like a little confrontation. And then also let us know if you like the top 10 power ranking thing, because we are planning on doing it every week. So after a Charger game, I don't know. Maybe. Rocky Sin has 2 picks, and he's on the top 10 now.
Yeah.
Maybe Waller don't play. Now he creeping
falls,
down, or maybe out of the top 10. So it's going to be very exciting going out throughout this year doing this. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.